Welcome Corkscrew Thinkers, it's Jordan Howie, founder of StudyFast and Corkscrew instructor. Now in this lesson, we're going to be looking at Facebook, but more specifically Facebook groups, and why it's important that you separate your personal and professional life if you are looking to start a business or at least create some sort of passion away from your friends and family. Now, the reason why it's important to do this is you don't always want to be sharing your hobby, your passion, or your business with your boss or with your cousin's best friend's sister. You need to understand there's different audiences and to not annoy your friends and family, but more so to engage those people who really want to follow what you're willing to give out. So, why creating a group is key. We're going to take a look at the Study Fast Private Mastermind, for example. Creating a group is key for various reasons. For three reasons. The first one, it brings like-minded people together. As you can see, the group is growing. We are 242 members strong, and day by day, new people join. This is important because beyond people just consuming the content you produce, people are going to reach out to one another and engage with each other. And I find this really exciting when people no longer just talk to me, but they've built relationships, partnerships, and created businesses purely because they've joined my group. Now, I'm not saying you have to create a group which will promote business and network and creative relationships. What you need to look at is bringing like-minded people together because we do best in tribes. If you haven't seen Simon Sinek's tribe video on YouTube, I recommend you go check that out. But having a belonging to a community is a great support system when things get tough. Number two, it's a support system, as we were just mentioning. When you have questions, you're not the only one thinking it. And having a Facebook group, whether you join one or you create one, you can actually reach out to people who are experts in their field, people who have expertise in a certain area which you don't, and get an answer without having to pay a fee. And number three, Facebook groups are fantastic for bringing people who are true fans of what you do into one place. Now, as a business owner or someone who wants to create a business, this is valuable, meaning I have the attention on everyone when I post in there. In future videos, I talk about on Instagram how we see 4,000 messages a day and how to cut through that noise on Instagram. Creating a group, you have no competition. Not in your group anyway. Now, yes, you can have certain rules where you tell people, don't advertise your work or your business. I don't have those strict rules. I want people to share their work and their business if they have one. But everyone in here will see you as the authority. And this is invaluable if you are a business owner or looking to become one. Now that we've talked about why it's important to create a group, we're going to look at straight the power of emojis. Now, the reason why we're going to skip to this, everyone knows how to create pieces of content on Facebook. Everyone knows different ways to write captions and text and capital letters, exclamation marks. But what many people aren't utilizing are emojis. The reason why I use emojis is because it catches people's eye. You can add a tone, a context to something that's quite boring, which is usually the text, and add a twist to it, add more context. Emojis are really key. And if you aren't using these emojis, you're going to fall behind. Set yourself aside, add some humor, add some context by utilizing emojis. Be creative as well. You're not always going to get it right, but there is no right or wrong way. Alternatively, go the opposite way. Be powerful with your captions, pardon the pun, and keep them short and sweet. This variety will keep your fans engaged because they're not going to be seeing the same thing every single time. Experiment with the length of your posts, such as to see more, because once again, people are going to be caught off by this. They're not always going to be expecting a long post or a short one or just an image. Make sure your captions have variety, and using emojis is just one way you can do that. Different types of content. I mention this on pretty much all the social media platforms. You don't always want to just be posting a status as such here. Make sure to add an image with sometimes the text and complement that text with a different caption. Don't copy what the image says. Add attachments to your statuses. And additionally, here we are. Once again, repost other people's content. It is not always about you, and your fans will see and appreciate it when you share someone else's bit of content. This is refreshing because it's a different voice, it's a different message, and your fans will really engage with the fact that you're not always promoting your business, or at least your hobby. Be sure as well to share your fans' work and to support it. Get behind it. At the beginning, it's going to be tough to get your followers to engage in your group. As you can see, it's mainly me posting. But when they do, be sure to get behind it. Show love, comment, ask questions, tag other followers to get conversations going. This, of course, is a huge compliment to the original person that posted, but will also give confidence to those who are just hiding and just on the edge of the fence to posting to realize, it's okay. And it's not the end of the world if I don't get any reactions. 9 times out of 10, you will. Moving on from different types of content, welcome your members. Now, of course, this is specific if you own the group. Every week, I try to welcome my members. Why? Because it lets them know that I see them. It lets them know that I'm not too big or your group isn't too big, and regardless of how big it grows, you recognize every single one of them. This is great because each one of these individuals will get a notification. You'll then have an opportunity to update them with new things going on with the group. And I recall one of my welcome messages, wherever it is, got incredible engagement. And each time you do this, you're going to get comments, you're going to get people thanking you. And this is where conversations can begin. And people then begin to trust and love what you produce. Now, to welcome members, it's a very simple feature on the Facebook app. Simply hit write a post right next to your members. What happens when you click this? Facebook creates a dummy text for you saying, welcome X amount of members, and then it tags all of the people who are new, as you can see here. Then what you can do here is just edit the text however you want to, add relevant links, and post. It's that simple. So if you're not welcoming your members at the beginning, I recommend you do it every single week. And finally, it seems common sense, but it isn't always common practice. Offer value to your group. If you set up a group with the intention to support your brand or an interest of yours, don't sell every single day. It is, as Gary Vee says, jab, 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 right hook. Content, 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 sale. Value, 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 ask. This is really important for multiple reasons. The first one is it shows that you're an authority and that you know your stuff. Secondly, it's the reciprocatory bias. Reciprocatory bias is where you do a favor for someone, they feel obliged to give back to you. Now, a lot of people play on this in marketing, giving away free ebooks, giving away discounts to a degree. But what happens is if you do something nice for someone, chances are they're going to give back to you. And make sure that when you're offering value, you actually thank people when they appreciate you. For example, I have a student here who thanked me for the valuable information that I've provided. This is powerful for multiple reasons. You realize that you've brought value to someone else's life, and for myself, that makes my day. Secondly, from the business side, this is a fantastic selling tool as a testimonial. Now, 200 plus people are seeing this. And if people are on the fence about investing in your product or your service, they're going to see a real person who has no connection to you apart from being a customer, has appreciated and found value in what you offer. Highlight this person, showcase this person, reach out to them and be like, hey, let's jump on a call. And then post that video of you two discussing things further. This will bring immense value to the actual person that reached out, and of course highlight to others that you are the authority in your area of expertise. Now, as always, the objection is I don't have time, Jordan. Now, one thing you can do, and what I use, is a tool called Hootsuite. You can use other scheduled posting devices. Hootsuite have a mobile app and a desktop app. Great thing about Hootsuite, I believe the free version, you have access to free platforms. So I use LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And what I will do is I will block my time. So on a Saturday, I will sit down for potentially an hour and just post all the content for that week or the following week. What it allows me to do is to actually have deliberate thought of what content and why am I bringing this at this time. Then throughout the week, life gets in the way. You may forget to post. Don't worry, because you've got a scheduled post coming at a scheduled time. And then all you have to do is monitor it and make sure if someone comments, you reply back. Hootsuite is free. This is why I recommend it. I'm not an affiliate. I have no ties to them. There's other scheduled posting applications that I recommend you check them out. Paid features, of course, allow you to post on more platforms, allow more features, but I'll leave that to your discretion. I would recommend, though, if you are tight for time, or at least to get into the habit of posting, use a scheduling application. Now, the consequences if you don't create a Facebook group, if you have a business or you want to bring a community together, is your message will be lost, similar to Instagram, in the feed, and you'll be competing in a big pond. Facebook is very tricky to do well on if you're trying to create engaging content. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible because you have friends and family that will support that. But if you want more, you want to reach a wider audience, which Facebook sometimes struggles with. You don't want to be adding and accepting people into your personal life and your personal profile. Creating that Facebook group allows you to separate the two. It allows strangers to find your group, and depending on the privacy settings, they can join without any resistance. And they can still gain the same value as your friends and family would on your usual feed. So to recap, we've looked at why creating a group is important. We've looked at why having emojis and variety in your content is especially important. The different types of content where it doesn't always have to be your own. The value and the actual importance of welcoming members to let them know you see them. And finally, offer value to establish yourself as the expertise in your field. I hope this has brought value to you. So your homework is to reach out to your fans, create a Facebook group, and invite close friends and family who you know won't mind or at least support your endeavors to create your Facebook group. You have to start with one fan, and we all have fans within our network. Once you build that momentum, external people will see the numbers, they'll see the engagement, and they'll join. But to begin with, start your group after this lesson, if it's relevant to yourself, and begin by just inviting your friends and family and watch it grow from there. Until next time, keep thinking outside that box and keep reading fast.